She laughed and said, "You're okay for now, but I'm not ending up with someone like you." I smiled and said, "Don't worry, you won't get the chance." Then I left that night. 3 months later, she showed up at my new apartment. My girlfriend answered the door. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. The moment I realized I was dating someone who saw me as a placeholder, she was laughing about it with her friends while I stood 3 feet away, holding her drink. Emma and I had been together for 2 years. Started great like most relationships do, met through mutual friends, easy chemistry, fell into a comfortable rhythm. She was ambitious, social, always talking about the life she wanted to build. I was steady, reliable, the guy who showed up when he said he would. For a while, I thought we balanced each other out. Looking back, the signs were there from early on. I just didn't want to see them. About 6 months in, my company offered me a role in their Chicago office. Better position, $15,000 more a year, clear path for advancement. I was excited about it, mentioned it to Emma over dinner. She barely looked up from her phone. Chicago? That's not even a real city. It's a good opportunity. Significant raise, better. If you took that, we'd probably just end things. She said it casually, like she was discussing the weather. I'm not moving to Chicago, and long distance isn't my thing. So you'd basically be choosing to break up. I turned down the job. Told myself it was too soon in our relationship to make big moves, that there'd be other opportunities. She seemed to think my decision was obvious, didn't even thank me for staying. The way she introduced me changed gradually over those 2 years. At first it was my boyfriend Jake. Then around month 8, just Jake, she dropped the boyfriend part. At her gym about a year in, when her trainer was clearly flirting with her, she didn't introduce me at all. Just let me stand there like I was invisible. When I brought it up later, she rolled her eyes. You're being insecure. He's just friendly. Do you want me to announce our relationship status to every person I meet? I let it go. Didn't want to be that guy. Her cousin got married when we'd been together about a year. Big fancy wedding, open bar, the works. The week before, Emma mentioned she wished she could bring someone more impressive. What does that mean? I asked. Just that my cousins are bringing like lawyers and doctors. You're in advertising. It's fine, you'll be fine. Just not super impressive, you know. At the wedding, she barely acknowledged me. When someone asked what I did, she said I worked in marketing, which isn't even the right field, and she knew that. On the drive home, she went on about Stephanie's date, who was a surgeon. That's the kind of person people remember. I paid 70% of the bills despite living in her apartment, a rent-controlled place she'd inherited from a family member. When I mentioned the split seemed uneven, she shrugged. It's my apartment. You're just staying here. If you don't like it, you can always leave. I didn't leave. I paid. About 18 months in, I tried to talk about our future. Where did she see us in 5 years? She laughed. 5 years? That's forever. I'm not making promises about 5 years from now. I'm not asking for promises. Just, do you see this going somewhere? I see it going where it goes. If it stops working, we'll deal with it then. I'm not staying in something just because we've been together a while. That's settling. The word stuck with me. Settling. A month before everything ended, her friend Melissa got engaged to some finance guy who made $300,000 a year and proposed in Paris. Emma was obsessed. The ring, the proposal, the guy's job, she talked about it constantly. This is what I'm talking about, she said, scrolling through Melissa's Instagram. This is the level I need. Someone who goes big, who doesn't think about budgets and logistics. I took you to Vermont last year. Yeah, Vermont. The way she said it made me feel small. Vermont is nice. Paris is Paris. I realized then what I'd been avoiding for months. I was the practice round. The safe option while she waited for her real life to start. Then came the engagement party. It was on a Friday night in mid-March at a hotel ballroom downtown. Cocktail attire, open bar, all of Emma's college friends flying in for it. She'd bought a new dress for $400. I saw the credit card charge and had been talking about this party for weeks. We arrived together. She looked incredible, and I told her so. She smiled and immediately gravitated toward her group. Melissa the bride, Sophie, Ashley, Kate. I knew them well enough to make small talk, but I'd never quite been accepted into their circle. I did what I usually did at these things, mingled with some other people, talked to Andrew the groom and a few guys from his work, grabbed drinks from the bar. Standard party routine. About 45 minutes in, I was waiting at the bar for the bartender when I noticed Emma's group standing maybe 10 feet away, near a decorative column. They couldn't see me from their angle. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I was just standing there, waiting. Then I heard Sophie's voice, loud enough to carry over the music. Okay, but seriously, when are you getting engaged? You guys have been together, what, 2 years? Emma laughed. I knew that laugh, the one she used when she was holding court, performing for an audience. Oh God, not anytime soon. Why not? Kate asked. Jake seems nice. He is nice. That's kind of the problem. I went very still. Melissa sounded uncertain. What do you mean? Emma lowered her voice slightly, but not enough. He's nice, he's reliable, he pays his share. He's fine for now. But I'm not ending up with someone like Jake. My hand was frozen on the bar. Like Jake? Ashley prompted. Yeah, like mid-level advertising guy who thinks Vermont is a vacation destination. You're marrying a finance guy, Mel. Sophie's boyfriend is a lawyer. I'm not ending up with the guy who makes $75,000 and thinks that's success. Sophie sounded uncomfortable. That's kind of harsh. I'm being realistic. Jake's my practice boyfriend. He's safe while I figure my shit out and get established. But long-term, I need someone who matches Andrew's energy. Someone ambitious. Someone who doesn't ask permission to take risks. Does Jake know this? Kate asked quietly. I heard Emma shrug in her voice. I haven't sat him down and said you're temporary, but he's not stupid. He has to know he's not husband material. Not for me, anyway. I'm settling for now, not forever. They laughed. Not cruel laughter. Casual, light, like they were discussing a seasonal wardrobe change. I stood there holding 2 drinks, hers and mine, feeling like I'd been punched in the chest. Melissa's face went pale when she spotted me. Emma. Emma turned, saw me standing there. For 1 second, panic crossed her face. Then she recovered, smiled. Hey babe, we were just... I walked over calmly and handed her the drink. Here, you left this at the bar. Jake, we were just joking around. I smiled. Not a warm smile, but not angry either. Just done. Don't worry, Emma. You won't get the chance. What? To not end up with someone like me. You won't get the chance. She laughed nervously, glancing at her friends. Come on, don't be dramatic. It was just girl talk. I know. That's the problem. I looked at Melissa. Congratulations on the engagement. Beautiful party. I set my own drink down on a nearby table and walked toward the exit. Emma's heels clicked on the marble floor behind me. Jake, wait. Where are you going? Home. You're leaving? Over this. It was a private conversation. I stopped at the coat check, handed over my ticket. It was honest. Probably the most honest you've been with me in months. I appreciate it. I didn't mean it like you're taking it. Yes, you did. I put on my jacket. You meant every word. And that's fine. You want someone more ambitious, someone who makes more money, someone who's husband material. I hope you find him. You're being ridiculous, maybe, but I'm being ridiculous somewhere else now. If you walk out that door, we're done. I looked at her directly. We've been done. You just said it yourself. I'm practice. The guy you're settling for until better shows up. Well, congratulations. You don't have to settle anymore. I walked out into the cold March night, got in my car, and drove to my friend Marcus's apartment. She called 16 times that night. I didn't answer any of them. The text started around midnight. You're overreacting. Come home so we can talk about this like adults. This is so immature, fine. Ignore me then. I didn't respond. Just stared at the ceiling in Marcus's guest room, replaying the conversation I'd overheard. Practice boyfriend. Not husband material. Settling for now, not forever. The clarity was almost painful. Every turned down job opportunity, every uneven bill split, every time she'd made me feel small, it all made sense now. I'd been auditioning for a role she'd already decided I wouldn't get. Monday morning I called in sick to work. Spent the day looking at apartments. Found a decent 1-bedroom across town, month-to-month lease, could move in the following weekend. Signed the paperwork that afternoon. The rest of the week, I went to work and stayed at Marcus's. Emma's text shifted in tone. I'm sorry if I hurt you. We should talk about this. Don't throw away 2 years over one comment. I still didn't respond. She called my office Wednesday. The receptionist said I was in meetings. Thursday, she showed up in the building lobby. Security called up to my floor. There's an Emma Martinez here to see you. Tell her I'm not available. She says it's urgent. It's not. Please ask her to leave. She waited in the lobby for over an hour. I left through the parking garage. The following Saturday, Emma went to visit her parents, a trip she'd mentioned weeks earlier, before everything imploded. Perfect timing. Marcus and 2 other friends helped me pack. Didn't take long. Most of the furniture was hers. Most of the decorative stuff was hers. I packed my clothes, my laptop, my books, my bike, personal items. By 3 in the afternoon, I was out. I left my key on the kitchen counter with a note. Emma, I've moved out. My forwarding address is with the post office. I've paid my share of this month's rent via Venmo. You wanted someone more ambitious, more husband material. I hope you find him. Good luck. Jake, that was it. No dramatic letter, no anger. Just done. She came home Sunday night to a half-empty apartment and my note. The call started immediately, 23 in the first 2 hours. I'd already blocked her number. She tried texting from her friends' phones. This is Sophie. Emma's a mess. Please call her. I didn't respond. Monday night, she showed up at Marcus's apartment. He answered through his Ring camera. He's not here, Emma. Where is he? Not telling you. Move on. Move on? We were together 2 years. And you called him practice. So practice is over. The next few weeks settled into a strange kind of peace. I lived alone in my new apartment and actually enjoyed it. Quiet. My own space. No walking on eggshells. No feeling like I had to justify my existence. I reconnected with friends Emma had slowly edged me out from over the past 2 years. Hit the gym regularly. Read books. Focused on work. Started feeling like myself again. Emma's attempts continued, but became increasingly desperate. Week 2, she somehow found out which gym I'd joined and showed up. The staff wouldn't let her in without a membership. Week 3, she sent a long apology email from a new address. I deleted it without reading past the subject line. Her friend Sophie reached out during week 4. She's really struggling. Barely eating. Can you at least talk to her for closure? She got her closure when I moved out. We're done. I blocked Sophie. In early May, about 5 weeks after the party, my company hosted its quarterly industry mixer. Advertising agencies and partner companies, networking, and open bar. I almost didn't go, but Marcus convinced me it would be good to get out. I was at the bar talking to a colleague when someone approached from my left. You look different. Happier. I turned. Olivia Chun, from one of our partner PR agencies. We'd met briefly at previous events, but never really talked. Long story, I said. But yeah, good different. We ended up talking for over an hour. She was direct, funny, asked good questions about my work. Mentioned she'd recently gotten out of a relationship too. Ended amicably. They wanted different things, no hard feelings. Want to grab coffee sometime? She asked. Actually talk instead of this networking small talk? Yeah, I'd really like that. We met for coffee on Tuesday. Talked for 3 hours straight. Had dinner that Friday. The next week we went hiking. It was easy in a way I'd forgotten relationships could be. No games, no tests, no feeling like I had to prove my worth. Week 8, after dinner at a small Italian place, she said, I really like you. I'd like to see where this could go. Exclusively. Me too. That's simple. No ambiguity, no keeping options open. Just 2 people who wanted to be together. She met my friends. I met hers. We fell into a comfortable rhythm. Dinners, weekend hikes, movies at her place or mine. By week 10, she was staying over on weekends. Week 11, we spent an entire weekend together. Friday night through Sunday morning, just existing in the same space. Cooking breakfast, making dinner, watching movies, talking about everything and nothing. It felt right in a way nothing with Emma ever had. Meanwhile, through the grapevine, I heard Emma was struggling. She'd lost weight, not in a healthy way. Work performance had tanked, missed deadlines, distracted in meetings. Her friends were sympathetic at first, then tired of it. Week 8, she found out through mutual friends that I was seeing someone. Week 10, a mutual friend posted a group photo on Instagram. Olivia and I were in it, clearly together. Emma saw it. Week 11, according to Marcus, she'd called my office pretending to be my sister, said she needed my new address to send me something. HR gave it to her. Week 12, on a Saturday afternoon in early June, she showed up. Olivia and I had gone to the farmer's market that morning, came back with fresh vegetables and flowers. We were making pasta from scratch, music playing, laughing about something stupid. She was wearing yoga pants and one of my old college t-shirts she'd borrowed that morning. The doorbell rang. Can you grab that? I called from the kitchen. Might be a package. Olivia wiped her hands on a towel and went to the door. I heard it open, then her voice, polite but uncertain. "Hi, can I help you? I'm looking for Jake. Is he here?" I froze. I knew that voice. "He is," Olivia said. "And you are?" "Emma. I need to talk to him." I appeared in the doorway, dish towel over my shoulder. "Emma." Her eyes went from me to Olivia to the apartment behind us. The flowers on the table. The pasta-making setup in the kitchen. The scene of obvious domestic comfort. Who is she?" "This is Olivia." "Olivia, this is Emma." Emma's voice went shrill. "Are you dating her?" "Yeah. It's been 3 months. 12 weeks. I put a hand on Olivia's shoulder, subtle but clear. Emma saw it. Her face crumpled. "Can we talk?" "Privately. Anything you need to say, you can say here." I came to apologize. What I said at Melissa's party. I was drunk. I was showing off to my friends. I didn't mean it. You know I didn't mean it. I know you did mean it. I didn't. And you just threw away 2 years. Over something I said when I was drunk. Olivia shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe I should give you 2 some." "No," I said firmly. "You're fine." Emma's eyes flashed at Olivia. "This is between me and him. Do you mind?" Olivia's voice was calm but firm. "Actually, I do mind. This is his apartment. You showed up uninvited." "Who the hell are you two?" "Emma," I cut in sharply. "Don't talk to her like that." Emma's composure shattered. Tears started streaming down her face. "I made a mistake. One mistake. I was insecure, trying to impress my friends by acting like I had options. But you're what I want. I see that now. You see it now because I left. Because you're alone and it's hard." "That's not." She was crying fully now. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been a mess. Can't eat. Can't sleep. Work is falling apart. My friends won't even talk to me because they think I'm obsessed. I am obsessed because I lost the best thing I had." "The best thing?" "I was your placeholder. You said it yourself, settling for now, not forever." "I was stupid. You were honest." She looked at Olivia with pure hatred. "And you just moved her in? Replaced me in 3 months. She doesn't live here. We're spending the weekend together." But it was obvious how comfortable Olivia was there. The borrowed shirt. The easy intimacy of the scene Emma had walked into. Emma's voice broke. "I showed up at your work. I called 50 times. I went to Marcus's. And you just moved on. Like I meant nothing. You meant something. 2 years meant something. But you told me I wasn't husband material, that you were waiting for someone better. I believed you. So I stopped being your practice round and found someone who sees me as the real thing." Olivia quietly took my hand. Emma saw it. Saw the connection, the certainty. Saw what she'd lost. "Please, just give me one more chance. We can go to therapy. I'll prove I've changed." "Emma, I'm with someone else. Someone who wanted me from day one. Who didn't need to practice with me first. You've known her 3 months. And she's been better to me in 3 months than you were in 2 years." That broke her completely. "So that's it. I'm just replaced." "You're not replaced. You're just not here anymore. You made your choice at Melissa's party. I made mine." She wiped her face, mascara smearing. "I hope you know what you threw away." "I didn't throw anything away. You did. Every time you introduced me as just Jake. Every time you compared me to other guys. Every time you made me feel like I was auditioning for a part you'd already decided I wouldn't get. You're an asshole." Olivia spoke quietly. "He's actually pretty great. You just couldn't see it." Emma stared at her, then at me. "You'll regret this." "I really won't. When she leaves you, she won't. Because I'm not her practice boyfriend. I'm her actual boyfriend." Emma turned and walked to the door. Stopped, turned back one more time. "Enjoy your mediocre life together." I didn't respond. Just watched her leave. The door closed. I heard her crying in the hallway, then footsteps, then silence. Olivia looked at me. "You okay?" I took a breath, let it out. "Yeah, I really am. That was intense. Sorry you had to see it." "Don't be. I'm glad I was here." She paused. "Practice boyfriend?" I explained briefly what Emma had said at the party. The whole settling for now, not forever thing. Olivia was quiet for a moment. Then she squeezed my hand. "For what it's worth, you're nobody's practice. You're the real thing." I kissed her. "Thank you." We went back to making pasta. The next day, Emma sent one email. Subject line, "I said what I said." I deleted it without reading. Over the following weeks, I heard through mutual friends that Emma was struggling. Work had put her on a performance improvement plan. She'd lost more weight. Went on a few dates, but couldn't connect with anyone. kept comparing them to me. The guy who wasn't good enough is now the standard everyone fails to meet, Sophie apparently told Marcus. It's kind of sad. I didn't follow up. Didn't ask for updates. I'd moved on. 4 months later, in October, I ran into Melissa at a coffee shop near my office. Awkward moment of recognition, then she approached. Jake. Hi. Melissa. Congratulations on the wedding. Thanks. She hesitated. Look, I just want to say what Emma said at my party. That was really shitty. Some of us told her that afterward. She didn't want to hear it. It's fine. Water under the bridge. Is it true you're seeing someone? Yeah. Olivia. Is it serious? Very. Melissa nodded slowly. Good. You deserve that. Emma still. She's having a rough time. But that's not your problem. I hope she figures it out. Do you really? I thought about it honestly. Yeah, actually. I hope she finds what she's looking for. Just glad it's not me anymore. We said goodbye and went our separate ways. That night, Olivia asked who I'd run into. I explained the whole thing. Do you ever think about her? Sometimes. Not in a what-if way. More like a thank God that ended way. She laughed. Good answer. 6 months after that, Olivia and I moved in together. A year later, I proposed. She said yes immediately. No hesitation, no qualifications. Emma thought I wasn't husband material. Turns out I was. Just not for someone who saw relationships as practice rounds while she waited for the real thing to come along. I found someone who knew I was the real thing from the start. That made all the difference. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.